Okay, let's continue on from the book of Qoheleth, chapter 3. We are continuing with verse 14. Qoheleth is Ecclesiastes in English. I prefer Qoheleth because, well, it's one of those words that's kind of hard to translate. Doesn't mean a preacher, doesn't mean like the one who's proclaimed in the sanctuary, who's announced in the sanctuary. It's kind of one of those titles that's hard to translate. It's from kahal, right? Kahal, which is to assemble, right? Is he the assembler, right? Or, yeah, so it's where we get congregation from, right? Like here in the Philippines, we have kahal, or sometimes you'll hear the feminine form kehilat. Simchat Hashem, the joy of the name, or the joy of Hashem. All right. So let's scan verse 14 here. It's kind of a big one, so let's see how this goes. Again, you can just listen, that's fine. Yadati ki kol asher yaaseh האלהים hu yihyeh לעולם לעליו אין lehosif umimenu אין לגרע והאלהים יעשה sheyiru milfaiv. We might only get to do half of the verse because I'm really trying to keep these the proper size for everybody now. Okay, let's see. All right, so first we have yadati. So yada, that's yod dalet ayin, is to know. It can have to care for also. It can have the meaning of like to care for, like to feel for someone something. Like Avraham, like Adam Rishon, he yada, his wife, he cared for his wife. Okay? So yadati, the ti at the end should remind us of ani or anochi. So know I, yadati, I know. Ki, kaf yod, that's a conjunction, that's why it's the forest green there. That, kol asher, aleph shin reish, kol asher. Oh, cool, you can see the moon. I don't know if you guys can see it on the video there. Look at that. There we go. Look at that, moon's right there. Kol asher, everything which yaaseh. Yaaseh. So an imperfect form of the verb with the initial yod, meaning he, and then the verb is ayin sin hey, to do or to make. So everything asher, which yaaseh, he makes, or he does. Probably makes because we've been talking a lot about amal and such. Here's the subject of that verb. Who's doing the making? Who's doing the doing? Ha Elohim. Ha, the Elohim, God. Who? Hey, shurik, or that's a vav with a dot in it, aleph. He, literally he, yihyeh, yihyeh. So the verb is hayah, hey, yod, hey, and the yod at the bottom, at the beginning, that is telling us he. So he will be, or it will be, le'olam, le'olam, forever. Literally, forever, forever, le'olam. So we have a little bit of emphasis here because we don't need to say who, it, or he, the thing that Hashem made, yihyeh, it will be, because what that says literally is he will be. Okay, it will be. So indeed, it will be le'olam, forever. So there's actually some kind of emphasis happening here. Okay, bear with me here. trying to do something that I think will work. Ah. So magenta, if you remember, even though I don't have it in the legend there, I do have a note on it down below here a bit, means there's special emphasis. Because it says he, or really literally it says who, right? That means he, yihyeh, he will be. So he will be. We don't need the second pronoun there. So it means indeed it will be. Definitely it will be. Or nope. Not cooperating with me today. That's fine. L'olam, forever, right? So this kind of extra emphasis, it's eternal, right? Alive upon him, or with it, or with him. So it will be forever with him. The things that God makes, that he wants to be eternal, they will forever be with him. Ein, Aleph Yod Nun, Ein, there is not lehosif. And here, this is the new thing I'm doing with verbs. Do I have that in the legend? Okay, okay. I'll try to add it next time. From now on, I'm trying not to mark the verbal roots with colors. Instead, whenever there's some kind of additives around them, that's what I'm trying to add for you in colors, okay? So we have the hey and the yod here. These are hallmarks of the he-fill binyan, the causative verbal stem, okay? And then to make it a bit more difficult, verbs that start with a yod, sometimes that yod will disappear or change into a vav. So the root is actually yod, samich, pei, okay? Yasaf, to add, like Yosef's name, right? So hosif is to cause to add or to continue. So lehosif. So to be added, ein lehosif. Nothing lehosif will be added or is added. And umimenu. From it or from him, ein, nothing. Ligro'a, to remove, literally, to remove. Like you're not supposed to remove from the Torah, right? Gar'a, gimel, resh, dain. Okay. Which doesn't mean, as one rabbi I like, I won't say his name, but erroneously thinks, one Orthodox rabbi who I like, erroneously thinks that means you're not supposed to add more holy books, so that the Nevi'im, the prophets, actually aren't even important. It's true the prophets are on a lower level from the Torah, but that is not adding lehosif or removing the ligro'a from the Torah, okay? That's not what that is. What it means is not to add or remove from the words of the Torah. Like you don't change the text just because you don't like a commandment, right? Like this is the Torah here, it's not the Quran. The Quran, you have things that are added and removed. They're invalidated even in their prophet's lifetime. Okay, that no longer counts. You know, one place he says how wonderful alcohol is. It's a blessing from Allah. And then later on he says alcohol is evil and the devil made it up, right? The shaitan. You're not supposed to do that. It's a holy book. You can't have contradictions and things changing. Like when God says to keep the Shabbat, that it will be oti le'olam, an eternal sign, that doesn't mean you cannot change it to whatever day you like, right? So we don't abrogate the Holy Scriptures. That's false religions do that, not true religions. Okay, so continue on. The Elohim, and the God, asah, did or made. Now you'll notice here, I have some kind of pretty colors, and I have a little thing. But by the way, you don't have to see the colors if you're auditory. I'm sorry to tease you with this. There's special emphasis. What you need to know is that the normal verb order in Hebrew is verb followed by subject, okay? Verb followed by subject, not subject followed by verb. So here we have the subject, ha-Elohim, or ha-Elohim, the God, Elohim. Probably that vav is even emphatic. Sometimes a vav serves an emphatic function, like an exclamation point. So the green vav, that might also just be like an exclamation point. But I'm going to translate now. God, asah, made. Okay? Notice you have to somehow capture the emphasis. Normally we would expect asah Elohim, ha-Elohim. Or to keep the vav, we'd have to say yaaseh, yaaseh, ha-Elohim. Right? God made. Sheyiru. Sheyiru. So the verb is yara, yod resh aleph, to fear, to fear. She is asher, that which yiru, they fear. Or it kind of feels like it's developing to more like so that. We get that meaning with she in modern Hebrew. Shehu, because he, or so that he, or it. Milfaiv. Mil, that's from, and then the lamed is to, and then panaiv, it's from panim, which is face, and we drop the mem, panei, face of him. So milfanai, from before him, it's from before him. Everybody doing okay? So let's go through that one more time, and then we'll need to be done. Getting a little bit long here. This is Qoheleth, chapter 3, verse 14. Yadati, I know, ki, that, kol, everything, asher, or asher, which, yaaseh, he makes, ha-Elohim, the God, everything which God makes, who, indeed it, yihyeh, it will be, לעולם, forever, forever. Alive with him. Ein, there is not, lehosif, to add to, or umimenu, from it. Ein, there is not, ligro'a, to remove, to take away. והאלהים asah, indeed, God himself has done it or has made it. That's how I'm doing the emphasis there. Sheyiru, so that they fear, milfaiv, from before him. And this is kind of, it would have been enough to just say lefaniv, before him. This is kind of a Phoenicianism. Phoenician likes to do this, to stack up a bunch of particles like that, a whole lot. So, all right, one more time through. This time I'm just going to sit over here to the side. Maybe put the moon on the screen. There we go. Pretty moon. There you are. And you guys just do your best to understand, okay? It's okay if you're not getting all of it. Just try to get a lot of it, all right? Yadati ki kol asher ya'aseh ha'Elohim. Actually, let's do it with the tones, and then I'll read one time normally. Yadati ki kol asher ya'aseh ha'Elohim. Who, or who, yihyeh, לעולם, alive, ein lehosif, umimenu, ein לגרע, לגרע, והאלהים לעשה, sheyiru milfaiv. Oh, that's so cool with the moon back there. I really like that. Maybe we'll just for this bit here. Because the moon is so cool. Maybe I'll come down and cover the, yeah, there we go. Isn't that beautiful? So cool. I think that's so cool looking. All right. Let's go through it without the tones now. Yadati ki kol asher asah האלהים הוא יהיה לעולם, לעליve. אין lehosif umimenu, אין לגרע. והאלהים יעשה sheyiru milfaiv. Okay, now I'm going to read through 13 again. Oh, actually, no, maybe we'll just leave it like this. I'm kind of trying to compartmentalize it a bit more. I might make these into separate videos for each verse, and one could just lead into the other for our premiere time. All right, be well, everybody. Have a blessed day, and I will see you this Shabbat for our ancient triennial Torah portion. Shalom, shalom.